Suprabhatam friends, welcome to my channel Plants and Me. This is Dr. Sridevi from Mangaluru, Karnataka, India. Today I would be repotting a few cuttings of the money plant called as Epiprenum aureum. I have one vine in my garden which has grown quite a bit. I would show a footage of the plant. And this plant has started occupying the place all over. It has put branches everywhere, and some of the branches were creeping on the ground and they rooted in the ground. So we pulled out those branches, and I have the plans of repotting those pulled out branches. So these are the branches which we pulled out. If you see the roots, they were in the mud on the ground. This is a long root. So this is also called as pothos. This is a no worry, no care plant. It doesn't require fertilizers also. What I would be doing is, I would be cutting this into small pieces and I would be potting them in a 6-inch pot. I have a pot already which was lying there. It has got the potting mix which is suitable for this plant. So I would be putting these cuttings into the pot. So this is a very large vine. I am not going to put it as such. I am going to cut it into 1 foot pieces. Similarly, these also. Whenever we have to cut these vines, we should cut them near the node. So this is the node. Just 1 inch below the node we need to cut it. So this is one piece. This is another piece. I would be cutting it here. Similarly, I will be doing the same procedure with the other vines also. This is another vine. I am cutting it here. As a matter of fact, the roots are being given out from each and every node. So each node will form one cutting. I can cut it here like this. This will form one cutting. Again another cutting. So we will get quite a few cuttings from a 1 foot plant. But I don't want to do that because these will become too many plants. I will just cut them into 1 foot long pieces. This is a very long root. This root has developed from this branch because this branch was growing up like this, and this root has been put into the ground. From above the branch, the root has been put into the ground. I got these many cuttings. Now all these cuttings I would be putting in the 6-inch pot. I would not be using 2 pots. Only in this one pot I am going to put all the cuttings. If I do that, this pot will give a fuller look. All the plants will be in one pot and the pot will look full. Now For planting these cuttings, I don't have to do anything at all. First we'll take a look at this. It's a sandy soil. Lots of sand is there. So it's a well draining potting mix. Mud is there, but I have mixed sand. Actually some other plant was there in this. So that plant I put it in a different pot, and I am using this pot for these cuttings. This is a succulent or cactus type of potting mix. Hence they don't require soil which will retain water. It requires potting mix that will drain very fast. I will be now poking all those cuttings. This is one cutting. Just poke it like this. That's it. Now in these cuttings we don't need to see whether the tip is upper tip of the stem or lower tip, nothing, because at each and every node it is rooting. So we don't have to think much about the position of the stem, upright position and all that. We don't need to think about that. So just make some place in the soil and keep the cutting. There is no rule that both the roots have to be inside. One root, if it goes inside, it will work. This is a very hardy plant, doesn't need much water, doesn't need much care, and even if you throw one cutting in this pot, it will root and come up. Again I am putting the next cutting. So I'll finish all the cuttings and get back. This is how the pot looks after I put all the cuttings in it. And when these plants, they give branches and they hang down from this pot, it will look really very beautiful. It looks so full. Usually with these pothos, what happens is the branches start hanging down from the pot, and here in the middle of the pot it looks empty. So to avoid that, I have put all the branches in this so that the pot looks full. And I have not put each and every root into the soil. Whether I put this root into the soil or not, once this develops branches, at each branch and at each node roots will be given out. So there is no particular meaning in putting each and every root into the soil. I have seen to it that one root at least goes into the soil, and that is enough for the plant to root. It's a hardy plant. Sunlight requirement for the money plant or Epiprenum aureum. It requires partial shade. It can tolerate morning sun or evening sun, setting sun. Morning sun from about 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. Setting sun from about 3:30 to 5:30 p.m. Afternoon sun, if it falls directly on the leaves, it will burn the leaves. That is about the sunlight. Water requirements, its leaves are succulent type of leaves. They are fleshy, so it doesn't require much watering. Once the top 1-inch layer of the potting mix dries up, then the plant can be watered. I have the plant here behind me. The leaves are really very thick and fleshy. It has got very large leaves, beautiful large leaves. That is about the water requirement. Nutrition, it's a non-fussy plant, doesn't ask for any nutrition. In fact, for this plant I have not given it anything since the day I have put it in that pot. It is a non-fussy, no-care type of plant. In fact, I can recommend it as a starters or beginners plant. Those who are beginners in gardening, they can gain experience through this plant. So that is about the repotting or planting the cuttings of Epiprenum aureum. Thanks for joining. Take care. Bye.